You know, I got with Dr. Eric Thomas, the motivational speaker, took his social media from about 300K to what it is now, 2.1 million. Man, and every single day is just about being consistent.
Beyond aesthetic, I'm so excited.
Really?
To be talking to Nicky the Great. Oh my goodness!
A kid from Queens. A kid from Queens. I'm not the great. I'm just a kid from Queens.
You are the best. Oh my goodness! Your energy. Your content is so impactful, so influential. I know you already know it, but I just absolutely had to tell you. Like, your content, like, you teach, right? You teach. And I know you have programs, you have courses and everything. But when you talk, it's valuable. It's not just, the typical, like, you really be telling us how to do reels. And I say, yo, I'm going to tap in one day. And I did not know it was going to be this soon. Oh, my goodness.
Man, kid from Queens, like I said, 9 years in the Navy, ended up kind of like in this transitional phase, found content, found social media. I got addicted to it, but the New Yorker in me is like, nah, I got to figure out how to really impact people through that. And then, I got with Dr. Eric Thomas, the motivational speaker, took his social media from about 300K to what it is now, 2.1 million. Man, and every single day is just about being consistent and trying to make like the regular smegular person as impactful as a Dr. Eric Thomas, a Nicky Johnson, and some of the other people that I work with, because I feel like everybody got a story. They just don't know how to put it in place with content. And I find it very simple. So I break things down in a very simple way because I have to consume it that way. I wish like there was somebody to teach me the way I teach others. So that's my whole thing. Like, whatever that was a gap for me, I try to be for others.
Awesome. Can you adopt me, please?
Oh. Hey, no, that threw me off.
Because, of course, I have a story. I have a unique name.
Yeah.
I am a unique individual.
Yeah.
My brand, I am the business bitch.
Yeah.
That's me. And for me, bitch stands for beautiful, intelligent, talented, charming, having woman.
Come on now. Come on now.
I want to scale it.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because I resonate with it.
Yeah.
I took a negative term and turned into something positive.
Yeah.
And in my community where I'm from,
we're
often referred to as a bitch.
Yeah.
And the reality is, I have 2 daughters. They're going to be often referred to. They may be called bitches. But at the end of the day, it's empowerment. Right? And when, and I'm just saying, sometimes, Nicky, we get in our bag.
Absolutely.
And then they kind of like, I'm that bitch, right? Yeah. So I want to transition it into a beautiful, intelligent, talented, charming woman. I love business. I love talking to people. Yeah. So now this is my platform. This is my Oprah moment. Yeah. Right? But I know for me to get to that next level, I need a unique individual like yourself. Yeah. I actually came across you because Eric Thomas was definitely one of the first ones that I encountered.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. He is so dope.
That's my guy.
Y'all go live every morning at 3 o'clock in the morning?
So, what is it? Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, you go morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. Yep.
So crazy.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. So, yeah. Can I be your doctor?
Well, see, look, when it comes to you and like anybody who may be listening, you narrate your own story, right? So that you are taking something that usually has a negative vibe to it. It's the overwhelming amount of content that you put out that is positive, that you're going to have people say, you know what? I rock with you. I rock with being called that and having it a different meaning than what it normally is. Yes. Because if we think about it, the reason why we like certain brands because we continuously see them all the time, right? They stay top of mind. Yes. So it's not just about posting one time and thinking everybody's going to drop everything that they're doing to watch what you're doing. It's a matter of, let me see, how consistent this person is before they gain my trust. Yes. Right? Like, so my brand didn't necessarily blow up until like 5-6 years later. Okay. Like, it really didn't blow up until like the pandemic when it was like everybody had to sit down and learn how to make content and how to do a brand. Yes. And here I am being consistent. And so it's thinking about when people notice you, do you have a catalog of work? Yes. So we're used to that from a music standpoint, right? Like, they got so and so many albums, mixtapes, whatever. Your content is that.
Absolutely.
Your content is your EP. Your content is your album. Your content is your single. Like, and how you move with that is like, okay, I rock with you. Let me go check the rest. Oh, boom. Where's the merch? Where's this? Where's the podcast? Where's all that? So, are you putting enough out that it has to force people to change that definition? It has to force people to pay attention because think about it when it comes to, I love Kanye. I don't care what anybody says. My man, when he goes, he goes. Negative, positive, we are forced to see what he is doing. Now, we don't agree with everything, but we're forced to see the stuff even when we don't agree. But he narrates that story.
Yes.
So we learn from the greats to be like, okay, I got to narrate the story. If I'm trying to make a positive vibe, even though I know if I went negative, I know what that does. I know I would get the eyes and then I just got to transform them.
Yes.
Now I'm about, let me give the information and the understanding now, and it's going to hit. It's going to hit, and it may take a minute, but I don't have the expectation of overnight success because that means it crashes quickly. So I'm on some like, all right, for any brand that rocks with me, they know, all right, this is going to take a minute. Am I here for the long run? Is this really like my heart, or is it something to make money and I need it in a survival mode? Like, I can't rock with people who are in survival.
Yes.
Because they're going to crash very quickly.
Yes.
And they're like, yo, but I see this person. And I was like, yo, you're not them.
Yes.
You're you.
Yes.
And God made you in a certain kind of way to speak to a certain amount of people. And so that message has to be progressed as like a seed to a stem to all the, like everything. And it's like, that's what makes a really good brand. And once you do that, I promise you, it's like, it's done.
So, what brought you to content creation? Well, first of all, I'm sorry. What did you do with that thing?
I was at IT.
IT?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you was in there. So
Yeah, sort of, But for me, like, I blame my mother in a good way, right? When I was born, literally put me in front of VH1, MTV, and watch music videos.
Okay.
So I was consuming videos from a very early age and storyline, right? So that when social media started popping and I realized people ain't really saying their story right visually, I'm like, okay, what I used to see is now connecting. Has nothing to do with IT, nothing like that. I got cybersecurity. Cybersecurity has nothing to do with creating content and branding yourself, right? But it was more of like, I love to tell stories. I love being visual, regardless if it's video, photo, written, audio, doesn't matter. There's a way to say your story. And I've always been like, all right, let me put this together. Let me put this together. Because everybody has a certain kind of style. Let me figure out E style. Let me figure out Inky style. Let me figure out my style. Because even understanding, we have like pretty much three types of audiences. Not millions of audience. We have introverts, extroverts, and ambiverts. If I learn how to be me, which is an extrovert, I can speak to extroverts clearly. But then I'm missing another component. So now I have to, like, once I master the extrovert kind of vibe, I got to talk to my introverts. What do they need? They need to feel safe. They need the questions asked. They need to know the hows. Extroverts just need to know the what. So I can be flashy, go boom, 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 boom. They're like, yeah, love it. I want to be part of it. Community, great. My introverts are like, but how?
Yes.
But what we doing?
Yes.
But tell me more details.
Yes.
Right? Don't put me out in Front Street, but still give me a place where I can give my opinion eventually.
Absolutely.
Right? Okay, let me make content around both.
Yes.
Because then I'm also going to take care of the ambivert that may be like, you know what? I'm a little spontaneous.
Yes.
I may want to know the what, but I still kind of want to know the how too.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But that right there is like, that intrigued me from back then of like music videos and movies and things like that now it plays a role in, oh, you a person with a message. Okay, have you tried this? Have you tried it? If you have something coming out, have you tried teasing somebody? Just like a movie trailer. We see it, right? So why can't we apply that to our content? Why can't we have a 0, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bang? Like, you know?
That's what I'm talking about. First of all, I never heard of the third personality.
Yeah.
I always hear the introvert, extrovert.
Ambivert is both.
Oh,
Ambivert is
my
both.
goodness.
Yeah.
Yo, but like I said, your mental is just on a whole nother level.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you,
Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my mom.
What? Since I've been diving a little into content creation,
Yeah.
you know, having to do it myself,
Yeah.
and you know, you can start learning, right?
Yeah.
I look at the TV shows, and I'm like, wait a minute. What they're doing on TV is the same thing that we're doing on IG. And it was something that you said, forgive me, I don't quite remember exactly what it was, but you made that connection for me.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, it's all about, like you said, knowing what's going on,
Yeah.
and making that connection.
Listen, we've been watching content since the TV. Now our TVs is our phones.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, it's the same transition. What grabbed your attention back then?
Yes.
Or still, for those people who still watch it, what grabbed your attention now? What made you watch those series?
Yes.
Because we should have our own series. Like, our phone is our new network.
Yes.
We don't necessarily need to be on radio. We have a podcast.
Yes.
We don't necessarily need a TV show. We have YouTube.
Yes.
Right? We have our own little advertising agency through social media.
Right.
Right? We don't have to pay for advertisement from a holistic standpoint.
Right.
So once we understand that, all we have to do is pay attention to what they did. If we're trying to be successful on social media, what did the before did? Because everything comes back. We look at fashion, everything comes back.
Yes.
You know, so content and media isn't different than what everything else comes back. History repeats itself all the time. So we just got to look at the different blueprints, put our own swag to it, right? And it will catch. It's just, people don't have that longevity. People don't understand, like, oh, they did it and that blew, but that person may not, and that's fine. You may not be ready. Your back end stuff may not be ready. Your links may be trash. Like, you don't have a follow-up email system. You don't have anywhere for them to go. So you're asking for mad millions of followers, and to take them where? Like, so my big thing is, like, you're hoarding followers because you're not doing anything with them.
Oh, Lord.
You
see
feel
what
me?
I'm saying? Absolutely. You're ordering followers. Wow. That's facts. It's levels to content, and you are, like I said, you a whole beast.
Thank
you
you.
a beast.
Thank
you
you.
the content scientist in
Thank
my eyes.
Thank you.
You so dope, and I'm so honored.
I
I'm
appreciate
looking forward to the opportunity to work with you.
Come on.
And so is many others.
Come on.
How can we get in touch?
Listen, Instagram is my baby, is my boo. Hit me up on Instagram. There's a link in the bio that, like, literally takes you through a whole walkthrough. I'm there like, yo, what do you need? Right? Like, it's not your typical, like, click link in the bio kind of thing. And you're like, yo, what do you need? Tell me what you need. I'll walk you through it based off your level and things like that. If you want to work with me, it's there. But yeah, Instagram, just because I want people to know I'm not selling anything. I want you to get to know me first and get results first before you even want to work with me.
Right. Exactly. Because once you get that,
Oh, it's a wrap.
necessary to
Oh, it's a
get
wrap.
over.
Oh, yeah. No. You're going to be like, hello.
Yeah.
You've impacted me. What? Take my money.
Right.
Take my money. There we go.
Exactly. Nicky, are you working? Do you have an NFT? Are you working on one?
So I had an NFT, sold it out only for my community. I'm big on community,
Nice.
right? So we had a Deeper Than the Brand coin with my lion on it, and it gives certain kind of access to whether it's like random one-on-ones, access to some of my workshops, things like that, because I feel like NFTs are more for community than the masses. So I rewarded them with that first.
That's amazing.
And then seeing the space more as it's going up and down, seeing the space more, being more of a student to then properly do another one for the community. I'm big on community.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
I love it. I'm actually in the process of building a podcast community.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go.
So that would look like, you already know, story time
Yep.
is endless.
Yep.
So building a community of podcasters,
Yep.
storytellers is interesting and empowering,
Yeah.
impacting the world,
Yeah.
right? And monetizing within the community,
Yeah.
right?
I love it.
So yeah, I'm excited for this journey. I'm so glad we met. And it's up.